I don't want to live no more in Cape Coral. I hate it. I want to sell my house. I want to move some other place. Welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to show you why a lot of people over here in Cape Coral want to leave the area. I know there's a lot of stuff going on over here in this city. Some people love it. It's a city that have, as you guys know, a lot of things to do, a lot of good potential, but there's some stuff that is triggering some of the people living over here to leave the area. So nothing, guys, I'm gonna tell you all that, and then at the end of the video I'm gonna tell you my opinion of why people might be living over here, and all that kind of stuff. And so hey, don't go nowhere. Hey Manny, get me out of here. I don't want to live no more in Cape Coral. I hate it. I want to sell my house. I want to move some other place. This is pretty much what most of the homeowners that I've been meeting are telling me. As you guys know, I sell real estate over here in the Cape Coral, Florida area. I'm your pool home realtor. So this is pretty much what they're telling me. I'm gonna give you all the reasons why people are actually moving from this area. So hey, let's start with that. So hey, number one, the thing that I kind of start seeing a lot of people telling me is the growth. As you guys know, I've been down here since 2004. I saw a little bit of the growth back in 2008, 2006, 2008, but it wasn't close to what it was right now. I think our bigger growth over here was from 21 to 23. The people are not liking it that, the people that who used to live over here since the 60s, 70s, even though 80s, 90s, even though in the 2000s, they're telling me, hey, Manny, you know what? I can't with the growth. I move over here just to be in a calm area. But fortunately, as I say it in my other videos, Cape Coral or this whole Southwest Florida have a lot of land to develop. And eventually, the growth was coming. Me personally, I don't like how, we explode in these past 3 or 4 years. I wish the growth would be more systematic or more gradual. But the growth was really bad. So, hey, that's one of the reasons that people doesn't like to be over here and they want to move. Well, that being said, number two, the traffic. People in Cape Coral are getting really hecked up about the traffic. As you guys know, we got over here the 4 stop signs, and I heard that people, I said one of my customers that we were selling the house, he said, hey, I almost got T-boned 3 times over here in the 4-way stops. And the traffic just to go like to Fort Myers, sometimes, if the bridges are getting backed up. And even though like the South Bridge, they're gonna start building a new one, they don't want to deal with the traffic no more. They will probably want to go to a different city, something small. As you guys know, our growth was so high in 2022. So most of the people who I've talked to that want to move out of here, they're complaining about the traffic. Number 3, I have some people too, they're getting hit with insurance costs. Now, I did help a couple of people with the insurance part of it. That's a topic that I'm gonna touch a little bit different, but what I'm seeing is like if these homeowners are getting insurance over here locally, or fortunately whoever quoting locally, like you're using a local company, there's adding a lot of fees or a lot of premiums, which I don't know why. But like, for example, you could get a quote over here for somebody local for a brand new home for like, I don't know, $1,500. Somebody like maybe in Tampa for Orlando, Miami, any place out of Southwest Florida, they're getting quoted less. How they're doing, I don't know. And this is almost apples to apples. So, this is something that, you could be able to work a little bit. But most of the people who were living over here that were retirees, in a set income, that anything that go up or, for example, taxes and insurance, it's gonna hurt their pocket. So they can barely make it ends because they're paying a higher premium in insurance and home insurance, which I help a couple of them to lower that dramatically, and they were really amazed. So if you're somebody local that live over here and your insurance are really high, hey, try somebody out of the, you don't use any company over here locally. Use somebody else and see if that would help. At least, that's what I'm seeing. I'm not saying, hey, don't use nobody local. So if you got a relationship with somebody, do it. But hey, shop around, double check somebody from out of town, out of Southwest Florida, and see if those insurance quotes are way, way lower. And don't forget, make sure you're comparing apples to apples, okay? The other reason why people are moving out of here is the flood areas. A lot of people purchase properties in zones that were not flood area. When Ian hits those zones, or FEMA update those maps, and now their homes are on a flood zone, which is making another burden of putting flood insurance into it. So a lot of people is finding that Cape Coral is getting a little bit more expensive than what it used to be, just because of that. And don't get me granted, when you live in paradise and want to be close to the water and have access to go to the river or go to the Gulf or go to the beach, fortunately that premium is going to get paid because the sustainability that we have with the water being so close and so almost as level as the land, that of course a little hurricane comes, that water come up because of the storm surge, and you're gonna have flooding. So but that's another reason why people are moving out of here. They're fed up with the whole storms and flood issues that we're having over here. Another thing that I'm gonna tell you is most of the people who move over here or start businesses like real estate businesses as a Airbnb, vacational rentals, and all that, they're getting out of here. We used to have a section like South Cape Coral that's called the Yacht Club. We used to have over there a nice restaurant that it brings a lot of that tourism over here to the area. When somebody come and visit somebody over here in Cape Coral, they usually, let's go over there to the beach. It wasn't a beach, but because you were like on the river. For me, the definition of the beach is be at the beach, salt water. But beach is a piece of dirt with near water. Anyway, so that area was really, really, really beautiful. A lot of people used to go over there, and that place always was packed. Right now, based, since the hurricane, what 3 years already, I don't think they haven't even started to rebuild that area. And I think there were some problems with the Boathouse restaurant since it burned down. So fortunately, Cape Coral doesn't have that to pull tourism down here. So whoever come over here to Cape Coral, you either got to have a boat to go to the canal, to go to the beach, rent a boat at the marina, or just drive within an hour and a half to go to a nice beach. Well, it was the case back before, but I mean, at least we used to have a place over here to go and hang out, put a chair on the sand and enjoyed our nice weather. So one of the reasons too that people are moving out of here, they say, hey, tourism is going down, I gotta sell my business. People have vacational rental business, and they start to selling those Airbnbs and all that, as you guys know, which our economy doesn't withstand with that too, but hey, that's another reason we don't have no place to take our people when they come over here to do a little bit touristing, but things to do in Cape Coral pretty much. All right, guys, this one is a little bit controversial too, and it's go hand by hand with the cost of living with the home insurance, and it's the taxes. In 2020 to 2023, when we have our 2022. We have a tremendously appreciation. So your houses, some of the people, I don't know the percentage, I would say maybe 60% of the people over here in Cape Coral own the house as a second home. I'm just giving you those numbers, I don't know. But it pretty much is high. So those people don't have the home as a homestead. So eventually, if the prices go up so high, if you have a homestead home, what that means is your taxes only could go up like 3%. If they're not homestead, then your tax could go up as high as they wish to which that's what happened to people purchase properties over here for, you know, 100,000, 60,000 back in 2009, 2008 when the market crashed, and you know, they were living in it. Suddenly, you know, or they use it as a second home, and suddenly the taxes went through the roof, and you know, they won't be able to withstand both of the homes because, you know, the taxes went for maybe $1,000. Now they went up about 5,000, 6,000, 7,000. I know for some people that doesn't seem too much, but for somebody that, you know, like I tell you, so a retiree that you know, have maybe a second home that purchased really, really cheap, that hurt their pocket. So they decided to sell and move on. Say, you know, one of the reasons was the higher taxes. Another thing too that I'm gonna tell you is Cape Coral has one of the highest tax rate over here in Southwest Florida, including more than Naples, more than Estero, even though more than Fort Myers. I think it's like 1.77%. The highest one is the city of Fort Myers. So if you want to put like the city of Fort Myers, I think they're like 2.2, 2.3%. But Cape Coral has the highest tax. That's another one too. Another thing that people leave the area is because of the city officials. In all the forums, in the Facebook groups and stuff like that, a lot of people are, you know, expressing the voice about their the city officials, that they're mismanaging the money and all that. Some of the people, you know, they don't like that, and they're, you know, packing their belongings and going out because, you know, they're not using the money the right way. As you know, as a citizen, as a person who lives in the area, you want to know that that money would get distributed the right way. And I don't want to get into politics, you know, and stuff like that, but you know, this is something that you kind of divide that in two groups, right? So it's a little bit difficult to, you know, please some and not please the other, and vice versa. But most of the people are kind of upset, and they're kind of leaving because of the city officials. They don't like how they're managing the city. And all right, guys, I'm gonna give you my quick I'm gonna give you my quick opinion of why people are moving based on everything that I've been hearing. As you guys know, you know, I sell real estate over here in this area in Southwest Florida, and you know, I talk with a lot of homeowners. Homeowners call me too as well. So if you're thinking about selling, let me know. But my opinion about Cape Coral and what people are leaving. Cape Coral is a place that a lot of people love, and there's a lot of people who hate it. And I say a lot of people love, you know, you got nice canals, you could, you know, go to the water. It's a really clean city. I mean, compared to other cities in Florida, I have been traveling in Florida. You know, I've been living down here in Florida for since 2004. I've been going to around, and I think that city is a really nice city. They have some rules and regulations, city ordinance and stuff like that, that some other people don't know, and they get pissed because when they move down here, they don't know about that. You know, maybe the agent didn't took the time to explain, give them the code compliance book and stuff like that. So I think that's, you know, where the hates come from, because they don't get really educated of how, or the, you know, what's going on the city and how the city operates. And then of course you're gonna have the people who were living over here, like I tell you, really, really old, from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and they have seen the city changes, and they don't like that. Most of the people who will move over here, they moved because the city was small and, you know, really quiet, if you want to put it that way. And, you know, eventually in these past couple of years, it has been going, you know, dramatically up. That's one of the reasons. Then the other reason, I think, a lot of people might be still a little bit concerned about hurricanes. You know, I talked to a lot of buyers as well. A lot of people contact me, as you guys, you know, see me over here in this video. A lot of people contact me, and hey, they wanna know about the city, they wanna know about the area. And then when you guys start talking about, well, not all Cape Coral is flood, but you know, they want to be close to the water. Fortunately, we won't be able to have both. Well, there's some sections that we want to be on the water and not be in the flood areas. There is, which I think those places are starting to getting a little bit better in price. compared to the flood areas. It's really, really happening in the real estate, in the Cape Coral real estate market over here. But most of the people still, I would say, have maybe that memory of the hurricane, all the photos, the videos, and all that you guys have seen through it. So I think that's gonna be, one of the reasons. Another reasons I think is the high price insurance, the flood insurance. The other insurance, the regular home insurance, like I tell you, try compare with somebody local and compare with somebody in some other city out of Southwest Florida, and you will see. But flood insurance tend to get a little bit pricey. There's ways for us to be able to tweakle that. Like if the previous owners have a better policy, we could probably use that, and we could assume it, but all that. But hey, if you're thinking about buying a waterfront property, let me know. We could just sit down or have a quick chat and go through there. So I think that's that. And then my other opinion that I think what people are not coming to Cape Coral is that tourism, that part of the yacht club. Like there's nothing pretty much to do. Well, there's parks, there's some now you got the Slip Marina to go over there and eat, which a lot of people like it. A lot of people are complaining. Once again, it's too I think it's really, really nice. If you got a boat, you could come boat and dine in and go from there. But I think the tourism in Cape Coral have subsided a lot. Talking a little bit, and I don't want to talk a little bit about politics, but some of the Canadians, when our president was elected, that whole thing with that tariff and all that, I think they pushed them back, and whatever politics they have, they decided to sell. I know a couple of Canadians that they sold over here last year, or prior to the election or after the election. And the whole thing, it's politics. I don't want to talk about politics. I want to keep this neutral. So, that's another thing. We did have a lot of Canadians over here. Hey, if you're Canadian, say hi. Let me know where you're from. If you sell, you stay, and see what was the issue. But yeah, like I tell you, Cape Coral is a really nice place. A lot of people love it. I love it. I do a lot of jet skiing, boating over here in the area. I mean, it's a really nice place. There's ways to combat some of these stuff, like the insurance and stuff like that. Taxes, if it is your primary resident, then you don't pay that much. But, that's something that you got to figure out. So nothing, guys. This is why people are moving from out of Cape Coral, Florida. And if you guys thinking about buying or selling over here in Cape Coral, let me know. Like I tell you, I sell real estate over here in the area. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one.